Okay, hopefully that's worked now. My internet just utterly capitulated on me. Okay, come on. Please work. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but it's a fucking mess if you ask me. And it's just a shit fest all around. Okay, come on. Okay, I think that's back online now. My food is all ready. My internet just went out, and I can only apologise. It is what it is. Could you please tweet out the stream to let other people know that it is back online, because a bunch of people left then. Am I in France now? Yes, I'm in France right now. Only one living at home at the moment because my parents are on holiday, my sister's on holiday, my brother is on holiday, and I'm looking after the house and the dog. The dog is somewhere. Where's Wolfie? Wolfie! Where are you? Where are you? I can hear you. Where are you? Here you are. So I don't know whether any of you know my dog. Ugh. Hey, buddy. Just for a bit. Not for very long because I want to eat my food. This is my dog, Wolfgang, we call him. Wolfie. Wolfgang, though. Good boy. Yeah, so I want to eat now. Yeah, what do I think about the World Cup? Are you disappointed that England... I never expected England to win or to get as far as they did. So I was happy with the result. I wasn't particularly disappointed when we lost to Croatia. I thought Croatia were fantastic throughout the tournament, actually. So I was very pleased for them. And England, the whole team did me proud. I really didn't think that we would even get really to the last 16. When the squad was announced, I was very down on the England team. I didn't think it was very good. And I wasn't that positive about the manager as well. They hadn't really been tested or proven. So I didn't expect us to get as far as we did. But they completely proved me wrong, and they did great. Anyway, we are currently listening to NCT Sun and Moon, but let's get some more suggestions going on. You said fajitas, yes, so I will show you my fajitas. So, essentially, what my fajitas are made up of is peppers. See if you can see. So, peppers with a paprika, an onion-based sauce. We've got the chicken. We have then a layer of grated carrot, sort of like something we do as a family, and I really, really like it. And then we've got some basic cheddar cheese, mature cheddar cheese. It's just so lovely in one of these things. And then we've got some sour cream. Usually, I mean, if I was doing this at university, I would also have maybe like some beans or some rice in there. But unfortunately, couldn't really be, well, not unfortunately, I couldn't really be bothered to do that. Anyway, I'm starving. Apologies. Alright, let's have some suggestions. Wow. That's good. That is really good. Just chilling, having a house party with the ghost in my house. Very good, very good. Your mum's on a honeymoon, so you're just partying. Lovely. Have you ever tried shawarma? I have. There's a lovely shawarma joint in Manchester that I've been to a couple times before. Somebody's suggesting Shiny Chat, so I will... A Shiny song. Shiny, Stand By Me. Have I listened to that? I'm sure I have, but I'm not remembering it. There's only a live version, but we will listen to that now. I don't want to listen to Fendi Man by Jackson Wang. I've sort of... It's kind of sad. I've sort of given up on Jackson as a solo artist. I his music's not for me. It is what it is. It seems to appeal to a certain demographic or a certain group of people, but that just doesn't appeal to me, and that is what it is. Best hangover food is a kebab. I would say kebabs are my go-to meal after a night out. So it's 3 a.m., 4 a.m. That's when I eat a kebab. I wouldn't have it as a hangover, but as in it's more of a preventative hangover thing. So I would have it to prevent one in the morning. I don't really get hangovers either. I used to when I was a kid. Saying that like I was drinking at 12. When I was sort of 15, 16, I used to get hangovers a fair bit. But I don't now. I have heard of the Zico and IU collab potentially. I've also heard Zico wants to do some production for all sorts of groups, and he's planning on doing some. I think did he do some for Icon for their upcoming album? Might have that wrong, but I think it was that. Excuse me, quick. There are some people who know kebabs, of course. I reckon kebabs are like the 4th most popular food in England, because kebabs are the go-to food after a night out in England, essentially. Is it 3 a.m. where you are? That's crazy. That's crazy. What are you doing? You're multitasking, watching the stream and gossiping. Honestly, just switch off the stream. Far worse content. Let's get some more suggestions. G-Dragon, This Love. God, I haven't listened to, gone through G-Dragon's discography in ages. Obviously, still a big fan of the Kwon Ji-young EP. So, was it This Love? I think it was This Love, wasn't it? Again, it's just the live version, so I'll add that to queue. G-Dragon's incredible. I'm quite sad that he's currently in the military because I love his solo release. Did you taste it in Turkey? I had quite a few kebabs in Turkey, but obviously very different to English kebabs. And I think I prefer the Turkish ones overall. Are you to release an album next year? Yeah. I mean, I'd prefer for her to take her time on the album and make it amazing, and for her to really be proud of it, like what she did with Palette, because Palette was incredible. I'm just going to grab a beer. Okay. All right then. Yeah. Cold pizza has to be the best hangover cure. I disagree. I'm always up for an English breakfast to try it. You know, bacon, eggs, black pudding, hash browns if you have them, piece of toast, obviously some salted butter. That for me, that's the perfect hangover cure. Not that I really get them that bad, but yeah. When you release your diss track on me, show your musical knowledge in action. When will I? Well, I don't think I could ever diss anyone. I'm too nice to diss people. I'm not. That's not even a joke. I'm quite. If I can say this myself, like I'm quite a nice person. I don't get in fights or anything. I'm not very aggressive. I don't know. I've never been in a fight really before. I don't know. So I'm not sure if I can do a diss track because I just end up complimenting the person and be like, "What the hell is this? This is Like, and it would just be like so self-deprecating, and it wouldn't make any sense because like literally that's my humor. My pretty much all my humor is not me making fun of other people or being mean to other people. It's me bullying myself, and that's literally my entire sense of humor down to a nutshell. I didn't make quite as much chicken as I'd hoped. I mean, I used essentially two breast meats, two like breasts, but not made as much as I thought I would. Um, can we release love tracks? Well, if you want to, you have to start it. You have to start it. I just arrived from your reaction to FD Island 2. Did you enjoy the mini album? Favorite song? I haven't listened to the mini album just yet. I've been catching up. There's been so many big music releases. Denzel Curry's been dropping so many tracks, it's because he's having his album release at the moment, and it's sort of happening. So I've had like so many albums and songs to catch up on, especially because I was away last week. I'm really far behind on them. So, you know, I'm still listening to the Triple H stuff, the new Card mini album. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm a little bit behind. Can we release badass rap songs trying to one up the other person by complimenting them? The issue is, I'm not very good at music production, and I'm not a very good rapper, so it's just going to sound terrible. I would prefer to have a boxing fight with you, Matt, if I'm going to be completely honest. I wouldn't be able to diss someone because I'd be so bad, and it would just be so cringy. It would be, yeah. I don't know if y'all talked about this, but any expectation of the X will come back? Well, I keep on hearing rumours it's going to be in August. But still had no confirmation. I'm personally expecting it to be more like September. Looking forward to it. Apparently, Lay might be in it, and that would be amazing. I really hope he is. But other than that, I don't really have any expectations. BTS Cypher 4, maybe at some point. It's not my favourite track. One of my least favourite BTS tracks, actually. Yes, we should undercard KSI versus Logan Paul. That'd be great. Not sure many people would turn up, but what's the first concert I attended? I'm going to take that as K-pop concert. That would be the G-Dragon one I went to last year, which was amazing. So this is a J Park track with Double K, Life is a Gamble. Siki, Sike, what was I saying then? PH Months One, I haven't heard of him. Yo, this is a bot. Oh, it's a remix as well. Nice. Okay, let's get some more suggestions. Lots of people were saying stuff earlier, so I might flip back to there. UNB Black Heart. Okay, UNB Black Heart. I think I've ever listened to a UNB song actually before. Okay, that will be next up on the queue to whoever suggested that. Yes, Yishing is having a comeback as well. He's having his album. Mamamoo Midnight Summer. I have listened to it. Midnight Summer Dream. I liked it. It was a bit hit and miss. I have listened to Jesse's and Flow 6 Wet. I like Flow 6 a lot. I think he's very talented, but I sometimes think the tracks he appears on are not as good as he is. So I didn't really like the track, if I'm going to be honest. There was a few funny bars on there, and Jesse's delivery is cool, but I just thought it was a little bit below them, if you know what I mean. Like, it wasn't that interesting of a track. In terms of Mamamoo's new album, I was a bigger fan of what's it called? Yellow Flower? Is that? I always forget. That was the mini album they released earlier this year. I much preferred that overall than Red Summer. Red Moon. What am I talking about? Red Moon. I'm really liking this track. It is so hot. I think I mentioned this earlier in the stream. It is so hot at the moment in Manchester, Paris. So it's cooled down a bit now, but this is like 9:15 in the evening. Come on, can you focus on that? 32 degrees where I am right now. Tomorrow it's going to be 36. Then we're supposed to get a storm and it will break. It will be a bit cooler. But what K-pop song is your #1 song right now? Ooh. #1 song right now. I quite like that Triple H track. Is it Feel? I think it's Feel. I also have been re-listening to a couple of Icons' old albums, and I'm sort of falling in love with some of their old albums. Jay Park released his album. I don't really consider him a K-pop artist anymore, or whatever. But yeah, I'm really quite enjoying some of their old stuff. Feel, yeah. So Feel of Retro Futurism by Triple H. I think that's probably my favourite one at the moment. I may as well do some suggestions. If you guys are obviously all into K-pop, but there is a great J-pop album right now, so I'll just put that on screen. If you want to check that out, it's so fun. It's actually probably my favourite J-pop release in a while. Haruto Sayura by Harune Muri. Fairly underground artist. She's fantastic. You probably, I don't know whether you were able to see that, but it's fantastic. Maria Carita. I'm not sure if I really want to listen to any Jonghyun on stream. It's quite a personal thing for me whenever I listen to him now, and I'm not sure if I really want to share that on stream. But thank you very much for the suggestion. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think sort of, I've a very personal thing for a lot of people and for me now. But yeah, have I listened to Seungri 123? I have. I thought his album was okay. I wasn't that interested. Not really my sound. Have to give it another go because I've only listened to it about 1.5 times. I think UNB's Black Heart is better than Feeling. Beat is more addictive. Well, I don't really know any of their tracks. I did do a reaction to one of their tracks, I believe. Feeling seems to have more plays, so that generally means a bit more viral. What's my favourite BTS track? This is one of my most asked questions, and I never know how to answer it. My favourite one, I think it might have changed now. I used to would have just said Blood, Sweat, Tears, or Lie. But I think now it might be The Truth Untold, or Singularity. I don't know. Have I heard the English raps for Blackpink's Japanese tracks? Yes. I did reactions to the Japanese music videos. I thought some of the bars were a bit cringy. They didn't add much to the track. I prefer the Korean version as well. Okay, so different beer now. This is a Grimbergen. This is a blonde. This is actually a French beer. It's slightly higher in alcohol. It's got a more powerful flavour, in my opinion, but it's fairly similar. Oh yeah. What's the last movie I watched? Well, I don't know what you want me to answer with that. So in cinema, the last film I saw was Deadpool 2, which was great. The last film I saw by myself was The Bourne Ultimatum, because the other day it was on Netflix and I just decided to watch it, even though I've watched it 100 times. It actually, the Bourne films used to be mine and my dad's films. We used to watch them together, and I loved that. That was one of my favourite things to do with my dad. So yeah. Okay, so slightly smaller bottle, so it doesn't fill the glass up as much. But look at that colour. Like, is that not just the perfect colour? I think that's an amazing colour for a beer. If the BTS one was hard, what's your favourite FT Island song? That is tough. FT Island, Wind obviously is a fantastic song. I like Champagne a lot. I think I'd still edge towards Wind. I think I'd edge towards Wind. I love that whole album. The 10th anniversary album is my favourite FT Island album. Have I seen The Incredibles 2 yet? I have not. I was going to see it, but it sort of fell apart. I was supposed to see my friends and it sort of fell apart. But yeah, that is what it is. Do I watch Korean movies? I don't actively. I'm not a big fan of subtitles reading. I very often when I watch films, I like to be able to have my phone on me to do something. And with subtitles, you can't take your eyes off the screen. And I know that's maybe like a little thing, but it does put me off a little bit. The only things I ever watch with subtitles really are animes. So, if I'm watching, a Japanese anime, I don't tend to like the dubbed versions because I think it just sounds ridiculous. Can I name 3 places I want to see in the future? Honestly, I've seen a lot of Europe already. Like, I think I would say I've seen about 70% of Europe. I haven't been to the Scandi regions or the Balkans, but I've been to a lot of places in Europe. I've now also I've been to the US for a little bit in New York and New Jersey. But in general, there's so many places I want to see. My brother is currently in South America, traveling around the whole of South America. He's had a great time. I would love to go to South America. I would love to go to Southeast Asia. So many places I want to see. Honestly, I can't even name 3. I mean, top of my list, obviously, I would love to go to South Korea with the right group of friends and with a plan in mind, because I don't really know that many things to see in Korea. Because obviously, it'd be great, to go there and go to the companies and see where they are, but otherwise I don't really know much to do in Korea. Crying in the Rain is a great track. That's a good point. It's getting a bit dark in here. I might turn the light on. Sorry. A little bit better. Have you heard about the grave they discovered in Egypt? Is that this thing that's been making the rounds about, like, there being like a skeleton in there, and then it was all gross and whatever, and everyone's been making jokes about it? I mean, it's just, I don't really understand why people. Obviously, if you're an expert, it's fascinating. You get to find out loads of things, but I'm not really like that bothered about it. Have you heard Along with the Gods? Who's that by? I don't recognise the title, so yeah. Could we get some more suggestions? I'm sort of just listening to a K-pop playlist at this point, so we're on to some GOT7 now, which I'm not unhappy about. I very much like GOT7, but nobody suggested that, and I can't really be bothered to go back 20 minutes to the old suggestions. So let's get some more. If you're enjoying the stream, don't forget to leave a like, share the stream, that sort of thing. That would be really, really, really appreciated. So yeah. And oh yes, Ginnoville, my second channel. I don't know whether it's in the description. Probably not. It'd be appreciated if you went and checked that out. Do loads of other music reviews, reactions to other genres, hip hop, R&B, soul, general pop music as well, hopefully. So yeah, that'd be very much appreciated. They think it might be the grave of Alexander the Great in Egypt. I mean, he was Macedonian and Greek. He was around there, and then he went into Persia and stuff. In Egypt, why would he be buried in Egypt? Does that make sense? I mean, obviously historians know more than me, but I mean, like, I did Alexander the Great in history class and classics. I don't know. After this, I'll show you my cake that I made. I made a rather lovely cake. Say hi to Brazil. Hi Brazil. I want to go to Brazil at some point. I'm not sure if I'd want to go to Rio or Sao Paulo. I think I'd like to go to somewhere a little bit more, I don't know, less touristy, but also less, like, because there's a lot of crime in Rio, and specifically directed at tourists. So I think I want to go somewhere like a little bit calmer and more seeing the natural beauty of Brazil. And it's the same with like Argentina. I'm not sure if I'd want to like Buenos Aires. It would be lovely, but I think I'd like to go somewhere a little bit more quaint and quiet and more peaceful, like what the locals would experience. Mm. I'm really happy with this meal. It's been really bloody good. Oh man, sorry. We're gonna play this track because it's just come up randomly, but this is my favorite Shiny track. It's my favorite Shiny track. So this Feel Good of the One of One album. It came out essentially 2 years ago now, not far off. And it is hands down my favorite Shiny track, and it's so lovely. And for obvious reasons, I have a huge connection with it, and it's so important with me. So yeah, we're just gonna listen to it, and I apologise if anybody is upset by this, but yeah. It always, yeah. Anytime I listen to Shiny music, it does get to me, and it's, yeah. It's such a nice track. Minho's part here is just fabulous. I enjoyed the vlogs you made when you were on your trip with my friends. I watched that recently with my friends, actually. So that was over a year ago, and we were just looking back on it, remembering how much fun we had. It was so good, especially when you went to new places and when you visited the old school of mine. Thank you for saying that. I don't know whether anybody really knows that video exists. I have a full big collection of that video up on this channel. I think it's 3 British Kids Explore Europe or something like that. But it used to be up on my old Dylan Ginno channel. Don't know whether they're up anymore, but went around Europe and actually filmed this, and I thought it was quite funny. Looking back on it. Excuse me, the beer's making me burp a hell of a lot. The Truth Untold is my favourite song too. Geez, you're a bit behind Kyra, aren't you? The Truth Untold is a fabulous song. It's that perfect ballad, but also that drop at the end actually spices it up, because I love ballad pieces. I think about my favourite Korean ballads. I think about G-Dragon's Untitled. That's such a fabulous, fabulous track. The Truth Untold, it blends so many different things, and it's so fun. I don't know. I think BTS Tear is probably one of my favourite things. Oh, so you just remembered? Okay. That makes a lot of sense. You just remembered that I said that. Yeah, we could play it. I don't think we've played any BTS. Will you try to dance in my feelings challenge? No. I'm not a big fan of that track, actually, that Drake track. Not a big fan of that album in general. Was pretty disappointed overall. And I just like the challenge is over. It's dead. So yeah. Oh hey, it's B2B. There's only one for me. Yeah, we'll play this as well. But I'll play the Truth Untold afterwards. I know we're going a little bit mainstream now. The whole time we've been playing older music or whatever, or more obscure music. But we're going a little bit mainstream now. I guess that makes sense towards, not really towards the end of the stream. Probably going to go for another 30 minutes. Okay. I'll have one more of these. What about Look Alive? The Drake track. I'm alright on it. I'm alright. It's fine. There's only really a couple of tracks from that whole album that I like. I actually quite like the Michael Jackson track. I like, what is it, March 14th? Is that it? Or was it? Yes, I think it's March 14th. I quite like that as a track. There are a few in there that I like. I think the challenge is ridiculous. I'd agree. Yeah. Dylan, can we get some Khan? I'm Your Girl. I haven't listened to that. I don't know who Khan is actually. Park Hyo-shin's songs are good too, especially Shine Your Light. I haven't listened to Park Hyo-shin's stuff actually. Probably should. Sorry, I don't understand anything. That's all right. Just enjoy. Excuse me, Jesus Christ. These beers are getting me to burp a lot. Just enjoy the music and the company. That's a mosquito. Get away from here, you darn mosquito. GD, who you? Yeah, I might play some more G-Dragon in a bit actually. I'm almost done. I'm just gonna have one more. Khan is John Min Yu and Yuna Kim from the Ark. Okay, so it's a duo. Okay. Okay, I'll check them out. Okay. Let's get started on the final one. If you can't tell, I'm a very slow eater. I'm not a fast eater. It's sort of developed. I used to be quite a fast eater, and now I'm very slow. I'm just trying to finish everything off so I don't have to put anything in the fridge. That's annoying. Okay. Where am I from? Come on, can you not tell from the accent? I'm from England, specifically the south of England, but I've lived all over the world. Well, all over Europe, I guess I should probably say. I've lived in quite a few different countries in Europe. So sometimes people don't think my accent is that English, even though I think it's quite English, given I've been to an English boarding school for a lot of my life. I will check them out, Matt. I promise you, I will check out Khan. You can hold me accountable. Feel free to. Have you heard the story about the 4-girl group who were kidnapped by the manager and were abused because the popularity in the group went missing? I still wonder who they were. I haven't heard that story. Apparently I'm eating a lot. Yes, I do eat a lot. What I do is I don't really have breakfast at home. I guess I'll give an example of my day. So at the moment I'm getting up 8 AM, I walk the dog, then I come back, then I'll do a workout. After the workout, usually it's about 11:30 or whatever, and then usually there's a new K-pop music video that I can do a video about. Then I'll do that, whether I've had a shower or not. Sometimes I won't have had a shower. Then I'll wear a hat. That's why I wear a hat. It's usually because I haven't had a shower. So yeah. Then I'll do that video. Then I'll have a shower, whatever. Then I will have lunch, which is usually something egg-based, or sometimes I will have a protein spinach-based smoothie, fairly lean, not too much sugar or fats in it. So it's lean and it's healthy and it's tasty. And then for dinner I will have a big meal, but I don't go to bed after the meal. I tend to have about a 4-hour period between the meal and before going to bed, and sometimes in that time I might take the dog out for another walk, or I will play with him in the garden, or I'll do some sort of exercise so I can burn some of the calories. But I need to put on a little bit of weight for the exercise, for the workout, for the gym session. The most I've eaten in a day would be when I've gone on to a buffet. I apologise for making you all hungry, but I think being hungry, you know, I mean, obviously we live in a, you know, we live in a society. No, I mean, I am in, you know, a very privileged situation where being hungry, I can just then go and eat something. Or if I'm hungry, I can then, you know, what I do is I work out being hungry because it's actually very good to work out when you're hungry and you burn lots of other fats and stuff. And you know, you degrade your muscle a little bit, and it's actually very good when you work out like that. But we are in, I and a lot of us are in a very privileged situation where we can do that. You know, at least when I'm hungry, I can eat. Like that's a very privileged situation. Not, you know. I often think about that. I don't know. This song is so nice, isn't it? Anyone else? I think it's so good. I think it's so good. Kristen V. Yeah. Let's listen to some Kristen V. Any particular song? I'm not hugely into some of Kristen's stuff. But I mean, it's pretty much only Get It or Spotlight. BTS. Yes, this is BTS. They only have 2 songs. Yeah, but which one? Get It is the suggestion there. Okay. Okay, that will play after The Truth Untold. The point is, this new song is completely different. That's why we're suggesting. Who's suggesting that? Any chance of Kristen V? Okay. I won't forget Khan. Khan will come. I didn't put Khan on like the queue. I didn't forget about it. I didn't put it on queue. They're even on Spotify. There they are. I'm assuming it's I'm Your Girl, so I'll put that on queue. Okay. Matt, stop trying to expose me, bro. Stop trying to expose me. Matt, come on. You know me, I'm not into that sort of thing, bro. I'm a very innocent child, and I don't care about superficial things like that. I'm being very serious. I have listened to this song before. I have listened to this song before. I like the production on that a lot. Dylan, are you interested in any other musical genre, like trying out new ones? Well, I mean, I'm obviously hugely into like other genres like hip hop, R&B, soul. Those are my main genres. I do enjoy some pop, some singer-songwriting. I have enjoyed some folk music in the past. I listen to some J-pop. Every now and again, an artist will pique my interest. I've listened to some Chinese music as well. I keep on getting lots of Chinese sessions because I have a fairly big audience in China, actually. Which is weird because you know, YouTube is actually blocked in China. But what people do is they download my video and re-upload it on Chinese sites. Excuse me. And then Where else? Well, I mean, I've done some Vietnamese music, some Thai music. I mean, I'm interested in all sorts. If it's enjoyable and it's good, then yeah. I quite like some French music. I've been introduced to some actually some Haitian music from Haiti, which is just off America, really, next to the Dominican Republic. Is that it? Dominican Republic? Yeah, yeah. So I've been listening to some music, some rap, and some hip hop from there, which is like it's completely different. It's incredible. Hmm. Wow, that was amazing. So that's my dinner done. That was amazing. Hmm. So some people are saying, Chris Wu, Luhan. I've done reactions to Luhan's music videos a lot before. Obviously, because he ex member and I like him a lot. So I think he's a very talented guy. So I've done a fair few music video reactions to him. Would you ever listen to progressive metal group? Yeah, I mean, I passingly listened to Avenged Sevenfold. Um, I've liked a couple of their tracks mainly because of one of my friends. I'm not generally that into metal groups. It's not really that much what I enjoy. I think there's obviously a lot of talent out there, but like I actually like metal hip hop crossovers. So like sort of you think of something like a Death Grips, which are almost genre bending. Like they're all over the place genre wise. You can't really pin them to anything. But if I had to describe them as anything, it would be metal and hip hop. That they are incredible. Death Grips. Highly suggest them. You should react to a Thai song called Kamikaze Splash Out. Like seriously. Yeah. I mean, I've always that I have listened to some Thai music, so I'm experienced with the language a little bit, but I haven't listened to much. So I'll give it a try, maybe, and maybe not like a reaction. I don't tend like I don't know. Reactions are funny. I have a very weird opinion about reactions now, but I won't go into that right now. I passively listen to Avenged Sevenfold. Dylan, what the fuck are you? Why did you never tell me this? They're my all-time fave artist, even more than yeah. Matt, I've seen you post about them before. I've listened to some Avenged Sevenfold. I wouldn't say like I'm invested in their music all that much. I was introduced to them by a friend who loves them, has seen them a bunch of times, and has like a shirt and a poster and loves Avenged Sevenfold. And I did enjoy the music that she showed me. I thought they were really interesting, a lot of fun, and I thought the music videos were insane. And I love some of the sounds and elements that they put into the music. But I don't know. I sometimes for me, music is more about connecting than enjoying. There's always a critical. For me, there's 3 points in music. There's the critical element, which you can always have an opinion on, but in the end, there's always the enjoyment, and there's also this other aspect that I call listenability. Sometimes music is just listenable. I think this is what Drake is. I don't think he's critically very good, and I don't always enjoy his albums, but his albums are very listenable. To put them on in the background, or just generally there and listen to them as on a night out, they're very listenable, very easy listens. I sometimes find K-pop to be quite a listenable genre rather than a critical genre. And then there is the music that is very critical. So like I think of sort of Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly. It's a difficult listen. I remember when it first came out, I was like, this is very hard to listen to. It was a strange album. It's now I look back on it and I love it and I can listen to it very easily. But I remember the first time I was really like, this is weird. There are sounds in here that I've never heard before, and it makes me a little bit uncomfortable. So that's yeah. So for me, there's the three different aspects, and they can sort of merge into one. A critically good album can be very easy to listen to, and it can also be you know, really enjoyable whilst being critically good. And that's the perfect, for me, that's almost the perfect album. So I think of something like the Wu-Tang Clan. You know, their first album, 36 Chambers, is for me that perfect album because it blends ideas and what they talk about critically. It's fantastic. The production is amazing, and it's such an enjoyable listen because it's the instrumentals are so kicking and it's fun, it's vibrant, and then also you can just put it on the background or have fun in a club to it. For me, those are the three big points. Um, Not to be shady, not in a shady way, but is there a Western artist that you just can't really listen to anymore, or that has just changed so now you don't enjoy their stuff anymore? Eminem, um, I think he's a very talented guy. He's a fantastic rapper. I think his lyricism is terrible these days, cheesy. He sometimes his flows are just awful. His choice of instrumentals is terrible. He doesn't have an ear for music like some people do. But when you know when he was first starting, all his beats were pretty much by Dre and by the label. Now he makes his own beats, or he gets like Rick Rubin to do it, and it just doesn't work, and it's not enjoyable. I think that's a shame. But I just don't listen to them. I could barely listen to Revival. I listened to it maybe twice in full, and none of the songs really stuck with me. They didn't sound good, and they weren't enjoyable. So yeah. So not in a shady way. Well, Slim Shady is my choice for that. J Park Iffy. Well, we're listening to J Park right now, aren't we? That's funny. I didn't even realise. I must be just on a K-pop playlist right now. So I like J Park a lot. I think he's a very talented guy. I think if he could get his lyrics sorted out in English, I think he'd be very good and could be successful. Um, so yeah, I like him a lot. I think he could be very good. So let's get some more suggestions. If you have any questions, feel free to ask away now. I'll probably only be live streaming for another 15 minutes because I want to watch a film tonight, I think. I suddenly come to that realization that I want to watch a film. Ooh, I want to show you guys my cake that I made today. Yeah. I made a Victoria sponge, which is a type of English cake. It's a sponge cake, and then pretty much it's just jam and cream in the middle. So think of it like a big scone, except a very different dough. Yeah. There are times where I just listen in just once, and then years later I'm into it. Yes, that does happen for me. Sometimes I'll listen to it once, a song once, and I'll be like, I like this, but then I forget about it and I don't listen to it again because there's a lot of music out there. Sometimes people often forget there's a lot of music by loads of artists, and it's hard to keep track. Yeah, I mean, it happens a lot where I'll come back to an album or a song. By the way, the song "Lost in You" by LP got addicted to me because of you. Oh yes, LP, of course. Haven't listened to LP's music in a while. The cake, yes, I'll grab that in a second. Am I a mayo on chips guy? On chips, I'm more likely to have ketchup and chips. But I have nothing against mayo. I'm perfectly happy with mayo existing as a sauce. EXO been through. Ooh, that's an idea, isn't it? I haven't listened to any EXO today, have I? That's very strange, actually, that I haven't listened to any EXO. Jeez, I haven't made an EXO video in so long. It's crazy how long I haven't made an EXO video because they haven't released any content since Hoverolala, and that was back in March. So I essentially haven't released an EXO video in like 3 months. I have a plan. I have a script I'm writing at the moment for a new EXO video called "Why Are EXO So Successful?" So I will be doing that in a bit. Hopefully either tomorrow or the next day. We still have quite a few comebacks to do. We had the FT Island one today, and then we have a couple. And we're about to hit 25,000 subscribers, which I don't know if all of you know. It certainly snuck up on me a little bit. I haven't really been looking at stats recently. But that will be a nice milestone to hit. It'll be the second time I hit it, of course, because of the old channel. I feel like a lot of people on this channel do not know that I used to have an old channel. Used to have an old channel, got taken down for copyright issues on 40,000 subscribers. So if you didn't know that, that's a little thing for you. Yeah. Interesting little fact. Anyway, I'm just going to grab the cake now. It's not that exciting, but I did make it myself today, so it is very exciting. Okay, alright then. Yeah! Okay, you were there for the old channel? Kyra, yes. Well, the old channel, geez. I mean, it was only, what, like a year and a half ago, so it wasn't that long ago, but like, geez, I mean, it does feel like a long time ago for me, because it really was a different era of content and my life. So this is the cake. Okay, so, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's just 2 sponges, and then you've got like a raspberry jam layering and a double cream whipped layering. I mean, it's a fairly basic sponge cake. Usually you're supposed to put powder on the top of it. But I'm not a big fan of powdered sugar. I don't think it adds much to the cake as a whole. I've tried some of it on the side, and the cake is fairly moist. It's not dry at all, and I'm looking forward to it a lot. But right now, I'm not, at all really. Right now, because that was a lot of food to eat. I'm not hungry at all. Yeah, so I was the one that commented on Twitter about you doing a Schumann drama review. I don't know whether I don't think I can ever do a drama review, because I'm not that knowledgeable about videography or filming and stuff like that. As much as I'm terribly interested in it, I don't think I know enough about it to comment on that. Even though I actually funny enough, people were asking earlier what I'm interested in doing in the future, or jobs-wise. Media is what I want to go into. That's why doing YouTube is fantastic for me, and the fact that I've had mediocre success on it puts me in a fairly good position for that. And it's what I want to go into. I'm doing biochemistry. I would love to do science documentaries. For me, that would be like my life's aim and goal. And if I achieve that, that'd be incredible. I'd love to go into the BBC, go into production, and do something like science documentaries, whether it's the creation of, the editing of. I think that I would love to do something like that. I don't know. Filming that, coming up with the ideas, producing it. I don't know. I think that would be sort of my dream job, because I love science and I love creating things. I'm a creative person. I'm not very good with my hands. I'm not very good at drawing or painting. I've never been an artist, but I love creating things. It's like a sense of enjoyment. Some people don't, some people do. And for me, videos have been that perfect outsource for me to create things. And I know some of my videos are not creation, some of them are not, and I think that's part of the reason I've stopped doing a lot of the videos I used to do when I was younger on YouTube, is they weren't creative and they weren't filling that creative side of me. And now I feel I do. When I'm editing, I try to put in loads of different techniques when I'm doing my thumbnails. I think I'm getting better in that respect, and I want to do more videos. I'm not a comedian. I'm not a really, really funny guy, but I think I can create things, and it's not going to be comedy sketches, but it's going to be videos, in some respect. So yeah, I guess that's. I have a lot of thoughts, and I'm just sort of rambling at this point. Excuse me. What recent TV shows have I been watching? Am I an Empire fan? I am not a fan of Empire, actually. I'm not a fan of Empire. I've caught a couple episodes. I thought it was a bit of a weird show, if I'm going to be honest. Not a huge fan. TV shows, I'm a bit of a Brooklyn Nine-Nine fan at the moment. Only just finished the last season. Started it back in January, the first season. I have quite a few TV shows on the go, as in ones that are still airing, so I'm waiting for the new seasons. I watch a lot of the Netflix shows, make use of that because my family have a Netflix subscription. There's not one I'm watching at the moment, not really. The most recent one that I really enjoyed, I loved Luke Cage season 2 actually. The first season was a disappointment when it came out, but season 2 was absolutely fantastic. So yeah. I'll be ending the stream in about 5 minutes, so I guess I'll just sort of do the round off now. Thank you very much for coming out. It's been fairly small and face to face this stream, and it's been really enjoyable. I think for that, because when I first started the streams, way back when, I was getting sort of like 70, 80 people on a stream, and sometimes it could be a bit hectic, and I wouldn't be able to get to everyone's suggestions. Whereas I feel like we've got to a lot of people's suggestions today, and I think that's really awesome. So yeah, I think it's been a really enjoyable stream, and you guys have got to see me cook. You've got to see me drink alcohol and get tipsy, not drunk. I'm not drunk. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So thank you very much for coming out. Personally, you are one of my favourite reactors because you aren't just like, yes, I love it to every single song. Like, you keep it real critic. Plus, yes, I am watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine season 2. You're a good person, Cara. You're a great person. Thank you very much for the kind comment, but also Brooklyn Nine-Nine is a great show, and I was very sad when they were going to take it off air because we weren't going to get a proper conclusion, and we needed a conclusion, and I'm very happy it's coming back. So this is going to be my last beer, and yeah, I've spilled that. It's great. Nice one, Dylan. Nice one. Jesus Christ, I'm an imbecile. I'm an absolute imbecile when it comes to this stuff. I can just dry my hands. I've got beer on my hands. I'm just going to look at the live stream to see how badly that went. That doesn't look too bad on the live stream, actually. Be right back in a second. Okay, so I don't want to gross anyone out, but I just stood up and realized I am sweating. Like, I am properly sweating right now, and that's pretty gross. Like, I stood up and my shorts felt sweaty and gross. Nobody needs to know that sort of thing, Ginno. Why did you say that? Because I'm immature and I like making jokes like that. And I have cream on my leg. How did I get... I had cream on my leg. Great. No, not that sort of cream, you disgusting people. Gross. Are you Matt from Kpop? Thank you, and yes, keep going, Ginno. I will support you till the end. Well, thank you very much for that. There is no end in sight at the moment. I think I'm enjoying making videos, even if they're fairly, like they don't necessarily get that, like the views they used to. I just enjoy it. It's such a good pastime at uni, and yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic little thing for me to do because, K-pop, like, I feel like I've mentioned this on old live streams. K-pop reactors, K-pop reviewers, anybody in the K-pop scene do not make good money. Like, it is terrible money. Most videos get claims on, and even when they don't get claims on, but most of our CPM is based in Korea or Thailand or whatever, and it is terrible. It is, for 1,000 views, South Korea, it's about $1. So you get about $1 off of every 1,000 views, and even then that's monetized views. So if you get an ad or not, and then you also have to count in the fact that people have ad block, and then also people skip ads. People also what is it? Oh, there's one other. There's so many other factors. But then you don't earn good money. It's not about the money. I see so many people rinsing K-pop reactors for only being in it for the money. There is zero money in this. Like, if you are in this for the money, you're in the wrong scene because there is no money here, unless you're getting sponsorships, which there aren't any. Nobody wants to sponsor people. Like, really. Oh yes, of course. If you're with a network, which a lot of K-pop reactors are, to prevent them from the copyright, that they take a cut of the profit as well. A lot of networks, they take 40% of your ad revenue. So it's honestly, it's terrible. Like if you're in it for the money, and you know, for me, the money that I do get is helpful. I pretty much just put it straight into savings, and it's great. I used to have a Patreon back when I wanted to earn a bit of money on the side because it was tough. But now I don't need that extra money. I just don't need it. I am comfortable in life without YouTube money. So I don't need the YouTube money to support me at all. So I don't need the Patreon. It was also a bit of a hassle doing it. So I ended it. I didn't need it anymore, which was great. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I see lots of criticisms about K-pop YouTubers being in it for the money, and then I lose. Yeah, I think you can criticize a lot of K-pop YouTubers for the way they react to things and being disingenuous and being fake and wanting the views and the subscribers and whatever. But it's never about the money because there is no money in it because it's terrible. But yeah, damn. I hope you have a part-time job. I don't have a part-time job because I'm at university. I have a loan to pay for my tuition, so I pretty much just need to pay for my food and drink, and my parents essentially give me, what is it? It's about £200 a month to provide me with food and nights out, and that's more than enough. That's fine. That's all I need per month, and you know, YouTube, all that goes into savings, and then if I get money on my birthday, that all goes into savings. So yeah, I'm more than well off, but I just thought it was just a little thing to touch on because I think a lot of people who watch these sorts of videos do sort of think, oh yeah, everybody that doesn't get all this money because they get like a bunch of views on this video. So like, I remember like lots of people were criticizing Brissek's life because you know he has lots of ads on his videos, and I mean that is what it is, you know, because if he is actually trying to make his life out of his channel, you know, he has 100,000 subscribers, he's getting millions of views, and if I think, you know, a lot of his videos will get ad claims on, like companies will claim them and he can't earn money off them. So on the videos he can earn money off of, I understand why he puts a bunch of ads on them, because it's a way of making what he does economical and profitable. And I understand that, and I don't think I could criticize him for it. So yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting little topic, you know. Sarah, I remember the first reaction of EXO Call Me. You remember my first EXO Call Me Baby was the first K-pop reaction I ever did. That's mad. That was three and a bit years ago. It was right after I finished school that year, so it must have been in the June or whatever. June or maybe even the May. I don't remember. It was around then. And I did my EXO Call Me Baby reaction. And people liked it, but I also liked it. I fell in love with K-pop very quickly. And it wasn't about the views back then either, because they weren't good. I was getting like 50 views on a video, and I was like, yeah, that's cool, but this music is good. And I mean, obviously I was young and naive, and the content I made wasn't great, and I've changed a lot since then. And I'm proud of where I am now in comparison to then, and how much more educated I am about music and K-pop in general. But I remember, you know, thinking about that now, and it's crazy to think there's people that have been with me that long and have seen that transition. I remember when I did my most recent SHINee reactions, people talking about how they'd love that transition from me first reacting to SHINee, and then not necessarily, you know, seeing me as being very interested in them, and how I transitioned into really loving some of their music. And I think that's an incredible thing. Like, I've really gone, you know, from, you know, the not interested in this music to interested, and I've stayed with it. It's now been 3 years, and, you know, you can't fake something for 3 years. And I remember seeing some comments, even recently, people saying like, oh, this guy just, you know, he obviously doesn't like the music, why does he listen to the music? And I criticize music a lot, and then that sort of developed. I never used to do it when I you know, I used to be very positive, and I used to, you know, only say positive things. It's something that's developed that I'll be more critical. And some people hate it, and I understand it. Some people don't want to hear that stuff in a reaction. I now title my stuff reaction review, so that does cut out some people who don't want the review side of it. I'm considering from now on titling my videos music critic reacts, or music critic reacts reviews, or something like that. I don't know whether that's something you guys would hate or something. I don't know. People who are subscribed to me probably wouldn't be bothered, but it's really for the new people. People don't turn up expecting me to, you know, piss myself over a new music video, because I just don't do that. I just don't. That's not me. It's not my personality. I don't do that over any music. Some people do, and that is what it is. And you know, people who, you know, that's their only release, I think it's fantastic. I love the reaction for Ravi and Vix, because not many people listen to Vix. Am I biased, Leo? So love how you like Vix and Ravi. Yes, not many people pay attention to Ravi and Vix, do they? Not many people do. It's very, very disappointing. Ravi, for me, is one of the best rappers around, especially idol rappers. And Vix are one of the best vocal groups around. I think, you know, they're very underrated in that respect. They also have a great core fan base, but they're not very mainstream, actually, especially on Kpop YouTube. I don't see many other reactors actually being that into Vix, and I think that's disappointing, because I know they don't get you loads and loads of views or whatever, but for me they're so enjoyable, and I will always do videos about them because I think they are, you know, yeah, I don't know. Don't you think it could decrease your views? I've considered that it would, but it would also get rid of all these people that come to my channel expecting me to be a reactor, and I'm not really. I do think, you know, putting reaction in my title, it leads people to believe I'm a K-pop reactor, and I don't think I am that anymore. I think I am a music critic at this point. And I don't say that because, like, I think I'm really intelligent or whatever. It's more just, I think when I go into a video that I'm making, I'm looking at it. Sorry, sorry, the song that's just come on. Sorry, I don't really want to listen to that right now. Sorry. 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 I'm just going to put on some day 6. Sorry. Yeah. So that was it just came on in the playlist, and it, yeah. Sorry. I can't listen to Jonghyun's music, especially not on stream. I still find it hard to listen to his music in general. Even the new Shiny stuff I found very hard to listen to. I couldn't really do reactions to the music videos, but it was very tough. And I definitely couldn't do the whole albums. There was too much baggage. I found it very, very hard to talk about. So yeah, I don't really want to talk about that right now. So yeah, if you see fans of groups, Vix fans are actually the most respected fans, as they respect so much that Vix can come close to them and not. Yes, I have noticed that. I have thought Starlights are fantastic fans in general, and they don't tend to cross too many boundaries, and you know, they respect Vix as artists, not just idols, and I think that's really nice. I noticed that most K-pop fans like groups that are more lean towards American music, which is why groups like Vix and FT Island are less popular internationally. This is actually an interesting point. FT Island are sort of a pop rock group, and that sound does appeal in the US. The issue is the audience in the US that likes that music are very close-minded. They don't like the idea of listening to Korean music or Japanese music, and I think that's a terrible situation. Whereas people who listen to K-pop tend to be the younger generations in, you know, the Western world, if they are listening to it, and they are very open-minded. They are far more liberal and willing to listen to K-pop and music in general. You know, the Vics are more sort of vocal, but they have some R&B, you know, crossover. And R&B, it still is a very closed-minded group in terms of music. People who listen to R&B tend not to listen to K-pop. It's really only the pop and some sort of abstract pop rap sections in the US that listen to Korean music. And that's a shame, and it's definitely the younger generations. That's something I've noticed a lot. I can only really talk for Britain and the US. I can't really talk for the rest of the world and their attitudes towards K-pop. That's just something I've noticed, especially amongst the K-pop YouTube. On YouTube, it's definitely what gets the most views for YouTubers. YouTubers are more likely to watch something that's going to get them more views, and that's natural. I understand that. You don't want to make a video about a group in it to get 10 views, and you're like, well, if my last video got you know, 20,000 views, and like this video got 10 views, I'm not going to do the group that got 10 views again because it's a bit pointless. And I understand that. I've made that decision in the past. You know, I try not to think about that too much these days because I think that is sort of a negative mindset in terms of the quality of videos you make. But I understand why people do make that decision, and that is what it is. Yeah, so if you guys have any more questions about YouTube music, what I listen to, anything really, go ahead. I will end. I actually have ended up streaming a little bit longer, but I'm planning pretty much at the end of this song, I will end off the stream because I want to watch a film and stuff. Yes, I introduced my little cousins to K-pop and they like it, but the oldest generation wasn't really into listening to it. Some people just don't like listening to stuff that is out of their comfort zone. I think that's rather rubbish, but it is what it is, and you can't force them to do it. I have met people my age who are not willing to listen to it. I managed to have interest in some of my friends in Korean music, but even still they are hesitant to listen to it because they don't understand the lyrics. And you know, for me, when I listen to songs anyway, like hip hop songs, I keep on saying it, but Kendrick Lamar, I look at the lyrics anyway on like Rap Genius or whatever because I want to try and digest what he's saying a little bit better. It's all right going in one ear and out the other and enjoying it and understanding the words and hearing what they say, but to get the meanings of it is a little bit different. And I think, you know, for K-pop, just like hip hop, I like doing that. I like doing the digest of the words and what people are trying to say with the tracks and the albums. I think that's a really great part of music. And I think people who are like, you know, oh well, I don't listen because it's in a different language. Their attitude to music is different. They just like hearing music going in one ear and out the other, and that's it. They don't necessarily care about the lyrical content or what they're hearing or what they're feeling. It's a different view on music. So yeah, excuse me, sorry, my nose is very itchy. Some people just don't like listening to the language. I mean, my sister is okay with listening to Korean indie groups when they are singing in English, but she doesn't like the Korean language. It's definitely something to get used to as well, listening to songs in a different language. I've done it my whole life. Living abroad, I've listened to music in German, in French, in Dutch. So I'm very used to listening to it in other languages. And I quite, you know, I listen to a lot of different languages now. I listen to Vietnamese music, I listen to Thai, I listen to Japanese, I listen to French, I listen to Spanish. I mean, like Latin music is blowing up at the moment. It's having a rejuvenation in sort of like the 2003 to 2006 era. There was quite a few Latin tracks breaking into the top charts in the US, and now it's having like a rejuvenation period. There's lots of them now, which is quite cool. You know, Despacito really started it. Well, we reignited it because it was, you know, so incredibly huge. But it's not like that's the only track. There's so many other tracks, and some of them are really, really good. You know, I wasn't actually that big a fan of Despacito, but you know, I can understand why people liked it. Yeah. I started K-pop when I was 13. I watched all kinds of weird music of K-pop and some faves, but nowadays, I don't know why, but I don't listen to new things and underrated groups, but I love the old underrated groups. I understand why. I mean, sometimes it can be hard balancing out all the artists, and there's lots of music, and sometimes I just end up listening to the same albums over and over again. And, you know, my job, essentially, is to listen to music in a way. And I understand why people don't listen to the new things coming out, because it's very hard to stay updated on everything that's coming out, because there's a lot of it. But I do think what you should try to do is listen to friends. You listen to friends and get their suggestions. whether that's, you know, a friend you've made through, you know, Twitter or whatever, or, you know, in real life. That's how a lot of people get their suggestions for music. I think I've probably influenced all my friends with my music, because the amount of time people have walked into my room and said, "This is a good song. Who's this by?" And whether it's K-pop or something else I'm listening to, you know, I spread what I'm listening to through that, through sharing what I'm liking at the moment. So a lot of them aren't necessarily listening to, you know, new music. They're just hearing it from me and going, "Oh, I'll listen to that now." So, yeah. Um, I can't judge anyone, but the people that listen to Despacito but then judge me for listening to K-pop really annoy me. Yes, people are far more likely to listen to something like Despacito, even though it's in Spanish and it's in the mainstream. They'll be like, "Yes, well, it's Despacito, I'm listening to it." Whereas you're listening to weird K-pop. Screw those sort of people, because you know, eventually I imagine they will grow up. But you know, it's just a weird outlook that they can think, oh, because it's the mainstream, it's normal, whereas you're doing something that isn't the mainstream, so it's not normal. So, yeah. You need to start watching new K-pop. Go for it. There's loads of great groups out there. I highly, highly suggest Luna, Stray Kids, Pentagon. Um, yes, those are my favorite. Icon's new album, Return, is fantastic. To be fair, BTS, you know, they are mainstream and they are big news these days and they are a big group. But Love Yourself Tear is a very, very good album. Like, it's not mainstream garbage. It's very, very good, actually. I actually started listening to K-pop in 2010, but these days I only listen to Korean indie music or musicians that I'm already familiar with. I understand that. That makes total sense. The indie scene in Korea is actually, I think it's very honest and it's very detailed and a lot of fun. And I wish I could do more of it actually on my channel. But unfortunately, it just doesn't draw, you know, the same viewers, and it doesn't interest enough people. But yeah, I also want to expand my music knowledge. I'm getting ready to binge watch whole summer. Yes, I mean, that's essentially what I do. Sometimes I will have a music day. So like a lot of people binge watch music, I sometimes binge listen to albums. I will say, I'm going to spend the next 5 hours catching up on albums that I just have kept on putting off and haven't listened to. And I will just go through and I'll listen to these albums all in a row. And yes, it can be a little bit of a slog sometimes, but if you are listening to an album and you're going, wow, this is so good. This is so good. That moment is fantastic when you discover something that you love and you think is brilliant. I love that moment. Yeah. Yeah. I think K-pop these days is similar to Western mainstream music, which I already didn't like, so I don't listen to new K-pop anymore. There's nothing inherently wrong with mainstream music. It's just finding stuff you like. You know, who would you describe as a mainstream artist? Justin Bieber. I actually really liked his last album. Ariana Grande. I'm liking a lot of her music right now. The stuff she's releasing at the moment in anticipation of her upcoming album, I think it's really good. You know, what is mainstream now? Mainstream now is hip hop in the US. You know, you think of artists now like Drake and Future. I'm not a big fan of Drake. I'm not a big fan of Future. But there's a lot of hip hop artists who are fantastic. Vince Staples, Chance the Rapper, Kendrick, of course. You know, he's mainstream now essentially. He's fantastic. So I think you have to find a balance view of these things and find artists you do like. Actually, something I do want to touch on is I saw people talking about that. So there's this thing in K-pop. You know, there's these weird transitions. So people would defend, like, because I criticized something. I think it was in the Mamamoo track, most recent track, where I described the transitions as awkward and jumpy and pretty terrible. I think it was Mamamoo. It might have been a different song. And people were like, "Oh, well, this is just, you know, it's just the K-pop sound." Oh no, it was the Do 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 by Blackpink. The transitions in that were pretty bad. I didn't like them at all. I'm like, "Oh, this is K-pop. If you knew them, you'd be used to it, and it wouldn't sound so weird." I have been in K-pop for 3 years. Transitions are just transitions. They're movements between different sections of a song. If they are awkward and bad, they are awkward and bad. You can't say, "Oh, well, that's the genre." K-pop is filled with great transitions. There are so many groups that handle these transitions great. In that particular song, it was very disjointed and awkward. And it was a shame. It was really, you know, disappointing to see people just saying, "Oh well, that's the genre, so it's fine." It's not. It's not. I don't know. Maybe I'm ranting a little bit too much, and you guys don't care about that. Troye Sivan's Dance to This. What do you think? I haven't listened to Troye Sivan's new song. I have listened to a couple of his older tracks, and I like his voice. I sometimes think he could choose some better instrumentals, but yeah, blaming it on being K-pop just means they don't have a counter argument. Exactly, that's exactly my opinion. Saying it's the genre just means somehow I'm wrong because it's the genre, and that's not an argument. That's not a point of view. But yeah. Anyway, I get mildly annoyed at some comments, and it's never to do with people saying like "fuck you, you're ugly" or whatever. That doesn't bother me because it is what it is. What bothers me is when people what bothers me is when people say you can't have this opinion because you don't like this group or you're not a fan. That doesn't count as anything. You know, it's not actually saying anything. Saying I can't have an opinion because I'm not a huge fan of this group. If anything, that means I can have an opinion more. Because a fan is more likely to say this is amazing, and someone who's not a fan is more likely to take a more balanced view of it and say, well, it's alright. It's not great or something like that. So yeah. Troye Sivan's song is more likely, yes. I imagine if I started playing it now, the whole stream would get blocked. K-pop companies are all right with us making videos with them in the background and stuff, but a lot of American labels are not. So yeah, I've had some experiences in the past. Anyway, I am going to end off the stream now, actually. Thank you very much for joining me. We've been listening to Day 6 for a little while now, but thank you very much for coming out. This has been a lot of fun just to chat and talk. There's only 13 people in the stream right now, but it's been lovely. Like, the fact that there's not that many people here, I've really, really enjoyed it. We can have a more personal conversation. It's been really cool. So thank you very much for coming out. Yeah, go check out Ginnoville, which is my second channel where I do all sorts of other reaction reviews and other videos. Tomorrow, hopefully, I'll be doing videos as well. And yeah, thank you for watching. I am tired and I want to watch a film. I hope you guys have a lovely day and a lovely rest of the week and weekend. I hopefully will be doing another stream next week, so maybe stick around for that. Just see, maybe. What was that? Thank you very much, though. And yes, I will see you tomorrow. And yeah, this is going to be Ginno signing off. See you guys soon.